Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Steel City Knives. Right, I've got another video for you today. We're going to be taking part in an open tag. So I want to talk about Rick for a while, Rick over on the Warthog channel. This is my first cattle knife, I'm ashamed to say. So I want to talk about cattle knives, and also I want to talk about the history of Empire, because they're a phenomenal brand. They don't get spoken about enough, really, and got an amazing history with some brilliant stories entwined in it as well. So, and they closed doors in 1930. So if you find any Empire knife, the the minimum age is going to be 94 years old. So, right, let's get started. Right, so let's have a look at the blade first, and then we'll talk about the open tag, and then we'll talk about the history later. But so I can't believe this is my first cattle knife, and it definitely won't be my last, that's for sure. So cattle knives, I'll show you what Levine's guide says about it first. I've got a few pictures there, so you can pause and read it. And then obviously here's a few examples as well. There's a couple more pages, but so essentially these came out before the Stockman by about 2 decades. And then when the Stockman came out, these sort of fell out of favour and everybody loved the Stockman. But to me, I love this pattern. The Stockman's a serpentine pattern, where this is a scar, equal-ended pattern. But the configurations are also seem to be... So basically, your main blade is usually always a spear point. There are a few with a clip point, but the majority of the time it'll be a spear point, and I love a spear point. Then your secondary is a spade blade. And then the third, although again I've seen other configurations, and the third one can be a pen, a sheep's foot, or a punch. But again, a lot of different configurations on them. I just love the pattern. I think I don't know why it's fallen out of favour. I know GEC do them, but I think more companies need to start doing more cattle knives, definitely, because they're absolutely brilliant. But I'm so enamoured with it, I really am. And definitely won't be my last, that's for sure. But yeah, looking around the knife, so these are Kang Tangs, and this has got a half stop. We've got a nail nick on the little pen blade here, and the other two have got these long pulls. The walk and torque on them is absolutely amazing. If you think the minimum age of this, so the company ran from 1856, and then they closed doors in 1930s when the Depression hit. So the minimum age of this is 94 years old. Well, the cattle knife came out in 1870, roughly about that age. So this could have been one of the first. I doubt it, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice to think that it would. But it's just made so well. It is a flawless knife. I mean, there's a bit of debate when the golden era of US cutlery was, but this definitely the company definitely falls in that sort of era. But yeah, absolutely brilliant, considering the age of it. The pull and the walk and torque on it is just amazing. It really is. It's just such a beautiful knife. It really is beautiful. Listen to the snap on it. A nice bit of swedging as well by the looks of it. But yeah, an absolutely gorgeous knife. Right, shall we talk about the open tag? I didn't go into detail enough, I don't think. So we've got lovely bone covers with amazing jigging on it. Obviously, it's going to be pocket worn. There's a slight bit of crack there on the covers there, but that's probably just the age. It's had a life and a half, hasn't it? It's got a bow tie shield that's stamped. And that's another thing I want to say. Every single blade is stamped. And it's got Empire, and then Winsted, and then Ct for Connecticut. But yeah, just listen to it. It's insane. Just an absolutely really well put together knife. Gorgeous knife, absolutely brilliant. Right, so the open tag is way back Wednesday, started by Rick over on the Warthog channel, and so show your antique and vintage knives. It was one of the first videos I did when I jumped onto YouTube. I'm a big fan of Warthog. I've been watching him for years. And the funny thing is, when I bought, so how my mind works, I find a knife has to catch my eye, first of all. Then I'll buy it. Then I'll do a little bit of research before I buy it. And I'll do usually a lot more after I've bought it. But you get sort of really engrossed in a brand or a knife, and you want to see loads of them, be it a cattle knife or whatever, or the company. I could not find a video on Empire knives on YouTube. Could not find a video. I found one, and guess who had it? And this is the video, and I've been watching it for years, and you get a deja vu when you go over a video. You get a deja vu, like I've watched this video before, and I massively got that with that. But yeah, so I talk about Ken Hawley as being a bit of a hero of mine. I talk about him as in the king of the collectors. Well, definitely Rick's up there, 100%. If you ask anybody, any collector, whose collection would you like to swap with, 9 times out of 10 they'll say Rick. In fact, I asked it once on one of the lives, and everybody ran out of ideas once somebody picked Rick, because it's the collection you want, and he's just a brilliant guy to be. Right, let's talk about the history, and what better way to talk about the history? I'll talk about the history, but I'll also give you a lot of eye candy as well. So if you've made it this far, this is your reward. I'm going to put the pictures up that I found doing the research, and I hope the people don't mind. But if they're anything like me, a true knife lover, I do this channel to appreciate knives. It's not to make any money, I can assure you. I don't know why people think you make money on YouTube, because I can assure you, I don't think there's no money to be made. I always say it's a hobby channel. I just really enjoy knives, but I appreciate these sort of photos and the research and the information that other people have. So I'll show you all as we go along. But there is some information and a few knife books. So the late John Goines has a brilliant book that is impossible or really expensive to find, and that's the encyclopedia, and he goes through all the history of tang stamps and companies and things like that. And give credit to his wife as well, Charlotte, because I know she got involved a lot and did a lot of the work as well. But he talks about Empire in his book. Unfortunately, I haven't got it. There's little bits in different editions of the Levine's Guide, but very small bits. There's a brilliant book called New England Cutlery, and I'll put that picture up now. They talk about Empire, and then Antique Knives by Bruce Voiles, the 2nd edition. He's got some information about Empire as well. But where I like to get a lot of my information is the knife forums, because they're just really hardcore collectors that really love the brand and the company, and they've got some phenomenal knives. And the majority of these pictures were taken from All About Pocket Knives, knife forum about Empire. It's about 35 pages long, and it's just a meeting of fans of Empire and showing their knives, and I'm really grateful for stuff like that. And I really enjoyed reading everything and getting like a deep dive into Empire knives, really. So as you can see there, they definitely fall in the golden era of the US cutlery, and really amazing knives that they do. So the people that founded Empire were 2 people called Beardsley and Alvoyd, and I did manage to find a picture of them. So this is them, and I think they were English immigrants. They were trained in Sheffield, and this was their factory. They had they had a couple. They were in their peak about 1890. They had 800 patents for knives, and they hired 150 employees. They're one of the biggest American knife producers of the time. And one of the beautiful twists to the story is they had 2 people work for them for 7 years, and that was Michael Mirando and Felix. Now, those 2 were massive names in the cutlery industry, because they started the Imperial Knife Company, and they were Italian immigrants over there, and they were with them for 7 years. And what a company to hone your craft, learn your skill, and like I say, went on to make one of the biggest knife companies again in America. But just phenomenal knives, and just an amazing company, and I'm very grateful to have one in the collection. Definitely, I'm very proud of it, and it's an absolute spectacular piece of cutlery history, and just a really good representation of US American made knife. It is beautiful, and I'm really, really proud I've got one in the collection now. So thanks all for watching. I hope you enjoyed all that eye candy, and I'll be honest with you, I probably couldn't fit all the pictures on there. So I'm doing this Wednesday evening. I probably missed the cut off, but I'll probably upload it anyway thank you very much, Rick. I always seem to be busy around this time, and I'll do a video and chuck it on YouTube straight away. So I always seem to miss way back Wednesdays, but I really wanted to do this one. I'll do a quick shameless plug. So I bought this knife from Congi's Knife Sale, an absolute brilliant guy, and I really enjoy doing business with him. He's got an amazing site. He has some amazing knives. They're very fair prices. He does sales all the time. Just a really nice guy to deal with, and I appreciate him definitely. So thank you, Mark, and thanks for all you do for the knife community, mate. But right, that's me signing off, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.